Hey, my name's Mark, and I've been involved in youth ministry for over 40 years now. Initially as a volunteer, then as a bivocational youth pastor, as a full-time youth pastor, and for the last 30 plus years, I've been a traveling minister, working with youth groups all over the world, taking them on short-term mission trips, speaking in public schools, just any way I can further youth ministry, whether it's with the students themselves or the people that work with them. At this point in my life, it involves parent groups, all kinds of different things. And there's some challenges in that youth area that all of us have faced, that all of us have learned to try to navigate. But one of the strengths that we can have in youth ministry, whether you're talking about as a youth pastor, a volunteer, a parent, an educator, whoever it is that we are, is to have a common language. Because it's really hard to pass on what you've learned in your setting to somebody else unless you have a language that works, that you can do that. If you start to hem and haw and say, well, I got a kid and they're kind of like this and I don't know what to do, the other person's like, well, I kind of sort of know what you're saying almost, and so I kind of maybe sort of might have some way to kind of help you, maybe, because there's no common language. If you look at the biblical example of the Tower of Babel found in Genesis, you'll find a little statement where the Lord scatters them and gives them different languages, because he says, with a common language, nothing they put their mind to is impossible. Pretty amazing. When we can actually learn from each other, communicate with each other, and grow together because of that, nothing's impossible. Whatever challenges you face that maybe I never have, or that I face that you haven't, or there'll be somebody with a common language who can help. There'll be somebody with a common language that'll understand your situation well enough to do something about it. There'll be somebody who can share with you enough insight to take that student you're struggling with farther down the path than you ever could have by yourself. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look for a common language, because if you have a common language for a common concern, then you can have a common cure. And if you've got that, you've got what you need to move forward. So in a minute, we're going to jump into the common language of youth ministry.